Good evening, and welcome to my discussion on my experience with the University of Central Oklahoma's Reach Higher and Organizational Leadership Program. My name is Adam Nelson, and I'll be taking you through this presentation tonight. So our objectives here are to discuss, first off, what is the Reach Higher and Organizational Leadership Program? Organizational leadership is also called ORGL, so if you hear that come out, that's to what I am referring. Are they the same thing? Are they different? How do they work together? The second thing we're going to discuss is who I am and why you may or may not care what I have to say. And lastly, we're going to talk about what you can expect out of this program. So, what is the Reach Higher and ORGL program? Well, first of all, Reach Higher is actually a program administered by the State Board of Regents. It is Oklahoma's program for helping people who have tried to go to college before, get through college finally, or maybe you've never tried and you're just finally getting to the point where, hey, I need to go back to college. I was in the Reach Higher program for my bachelor's degree, but there's also a Reach Higher program for your associate's degree. Now, how does that tie into organizational leadership, or ORGL? Well, at the bachelor degree level, the ORGL program, or organizational leadership, is the degree that you get if you participate in the Reach Higher program. Now, organizational leadership is also available to those that are not part of the Reach Higher program, but the benefits of the Reach Higher program are that you don't have to pay your application fee and that it's structured for working adults, those with families, that sort of thing. So the fact that other students can kind of get in is a benefit to them, but the program is really designed for us, the working adults. We have families, we have kids, we have jobs, careers, not just jobs. We're active in the community, that sort of thing. It's for those who need some flexibility with their school. If you can go to a 16-week-long course every Tuesday night from 5 to 7 p.m., more power to you, knock it out. However, if you're like me and you're like thousands of other students in this state, across the country, that the traditional plan doesn't work for you, I highly suggest looking into the ORGL program. So who am I and why do you care? Why do you care what I have to say about this program? Well, first off, my name is Adam Nelson, and I will have completed the ORGL program about a week from now. I started in January of 2017 with organizational leadership here at the University of Central Oklahoma, and I will graduate in December of 2017 with my Bachelor's of Science in Organizational Leadership. Now, I already told you about what the program's for, so why are you going to listen to me? Well, this is the 5th time that I went to college, tried to get through. I tried right out of high school, and that didn't go very well. When I was in the military, while I was in the Army, I actually got accepted to the United States Military Academy, and I attended there for 2.5 years. At that point, the student life caught up with me. I was 24 at the time. The average student there comes in right out of high school, about 18, 19 years old. And it finally got to me after having been in the Army for a few years, having 18, 19-year-old kids who'd never done anything do the little hazing programs about whether or not I was a real soldier. I stopped playing games and I went back to do my job and be a real soldier. Hindsight, that probably wasn't a good thing because, a degree from a military academy can take you a long way. So, I don't know. I think things worked out in the end, but that's kind of part of how I got to where I am now. I tried to go to school after I got out of the Army for a couple months. Wasn't ready to be a student. Couldn't get into the 16-week long show up every day this time for that kind of thing, and it wasn't working for me. And then several years later, I tried again, and it was the same thing, and I just kind of gave up on it. So fast forward 5 or 6 years, I end up getting married, have a couple kids, finally in a wonderful job working for the federal government. And I realized that, yeah, just not buckling down in school just kind of wasn't doing it. You know, what kind of example is that for my kids going forward? Trying to tell them how important education is, and then dad couldn't even get through it. So that's where the impetus came to kind of go back to school. I knocked out my associate's degree in business over at Rose State in about a year. And then I came here to the University of Central Oklahoma as part of the Reach Higher and Organizational Leadership Program. And I got to say, it's been amazing. The classes are 8-week blocks, which you really can't beat. The flexibility, it's all online. So the flexibility is just amazing. The class is broken down into 8 modules, one for each week of the class. And in that time, you can do it whenever you want. You don't have to do it Mondays at 4 o'clock. You can do it Friday night. You can do it Sunday night if things get pushed back. Whenever it works and fits into your schedule, you can do it. You can't beat it. And almost every one of the professors unlocks the entire course all at once. So if you need to work ahead, hey, I'm going on a business trip 2 weeks from now. I need to get ahead so that I can knock that out and not have to worry about keeping up with this while I'm trying to make a sale or attend this course or whatever. You knock it out ahead of time and you're good. And it's been really amazing. The staff, every one of them, anytime I've had a question, some it took a little longer than others to get back to me, but every one of them ended up getting back to me with an answer to any questions that I had. Really, I've never, granted, I never gave school a great shot before, but I've never had that experience with the professors where anytime you had a question, just come in and help. It was always, maybe it was just because it was the basics that I was taking the math and science and all that kind of stuff, and everybody was just tired of all the students they have or whatever. I don't know. But the experience that I had here was just a whole lot more friendly, a whole lot more welcoming, and the faculty is amazing at this university. So that's what I have to say about the program. That was my experience. And I have to say this program changed my life. I came to this program, I knew I was going to finish out my bachelor's degree and I was done. There was nothing else going to happen after that. But I took one course in particular, the natures and characteristics of the adult learner. And a lot of the things that we learned about, I saw in myself. It was at that point that I figured out that I wasn't a bad student. It's that nobody was teaching me the way that I needed to be taught. Nobody understood that I was bringing all this experience and that sort of thing. Even when I tried college right out of high school, we had a family business. I had a lot of experience that I could have brought to bear, and just none of that jived with what I was experiencing in school until I got here, until I had that class. And once I took that class, I decided this is what I wanted to do for a living. I wanted to impart knowledge to others and help teach others that, yeah, there is a way forward for you. And so that being said, in January, I will be starting the master's program here at the University of Central Oklahoma in adult education with a focus on training. That wouldn't have happened had I not come here, I don't believe. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. This program has been amazing. It's done amazing things for my life, for my self-confidence. And it's been great all the way around. So what can you expect from this program? Well, I think I covered a lot of this already, but what you can expect is flexibility, a willingness to help from all the teachers, a willingness to help from your other students and those who have come before you. For example, we have a Facebook page set up. Any question you have about any class, somebody's going to be there to answer it for you. Textbooks. What textbooks do I need? Do you have a spare textbook I can borrow so I don't have to buy one? What courses match up together as I'm trying to put this schedule together? What can you tell me about this professor and what they expect versus what that professor expected last block? The Facebook page is great support, and it's all run by us. That's our contribution to those coming behind us. So here I'm going to show you some helpful websites. So this first website is UCO's Reach Higher program, their admissions page. You can find some good information there. The second page is a class list and description of all the classes in the Orgle program. So you can go and kind of see what the program's about, what it has to offer you. And then our final link here is the higher education. That's the Oklahoma Board of Regents. That is their website and their link to the Reach Higher program. So go ahead and check out some of those sites and see what you think. And come check out the Orgle program. I think you'll find it extremely eye-opening and enlightening. You'll learn a lot. It's not the same boring college courses you had when you were fighting through all your history and your English and that kind of stuff. So these were our objectives. What is the Orgle and Reach Higher program? Who am I? Why do you care what I have to say? And what can you expect out of this program? I hope I answered all those questions for you. And if you have anything else, feel free to email Dr. Bogner at the University of Central Oklahoma, and he can tell you all about the Orgle program. Thank you and have a great evening.